As the Black Lives Matter movement sweeps across different countries, also underway is the cleanup of symbols of hate. Statues continue to fall across the globe. But British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is not convinced. Winston Churchill was a hero, he says. And in Seattle, protesters have taken control of a police district, in fact. Here's a complete report.
This is the statue of Christopher Columbus. With words, R.I.P. the head from your oppressor. In Miami, another statue of the discoverer is spray-painted with letters. George, Floyd, and Black Lives Matter. Anti-racism demonstrators also painted a statue of Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de León. In Boston, the beheaded statue of Columbus was taken down. In New Zealand, a city has removed the statue of its namesake. Captain John Charles Fane Hamilton. He fought land wars with the Maori. Anti-racism protests have spread around the world. Symbols of hate remain their major target. In France, along with George Floyd, protesters are chanting another name, Adama Traoré. He died on his 24th birthday in the year 2016.
George Floyd and my brother died in exactly the same way. Adama carried the weight of 3 gendarmes on his body. He suffered force to his abdomen. That's what the police said on the evening of the death of my little brother.
In Sydney, protesters marched through the streets, chanting and holding placards. The movement in Australia is focused on the mistreatment of Indigenous Australians.
I just don't feel right sitting at home while we have the problems in society today based around race and how our people are over-policed and over-incarcerated.
Separated by borders, history and languages. The anti-racism demonstrators are united in their demands. Put an end to racism, put an end to over-policing, put an end to whitewashing of history. But are leaders ready to listen? Prime Minister Boris Johnson still believes Churchill was a hero. He tweeted that the attack on Churchill's memorial is absurd. The cenotaph of the wartime Prime Minister has been barricaded. Authorities have washed the spray paint that branded a racist. But for how long can skewed history be safeguarded? There is growing support for removing symbols of hate, including renaming buildings and bases named after Confederates.
This is a perfect time for us to move those statues, because other times people may think, oh, who cares, I never go there anyway.
From that stoplight to here, by men I did
In Seattle, demonstrators have taken over a police district. This area around East Precinct is being called Chaz, Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. These protesters are calling for defunding of the police. Across the Atlantic, France has banned the use of chokehold. Police officers are now protesting the move. This is the biggest anti-racism movement since the 1960s. Yes, there is chaos, but when has change ever come without it? Bureau Report, WION. World is One.